Merry Christmas to me. My husband gave me my coat early. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Go give it to Miss Michelle.
I don't have my mask on. You guys go see Sebastian. Hey, Sebastian. Nice. Thank you. Sticky wants to help too.
Thank you, buddy. Hello, all. We are out on a walk, and Merry Christmas to me. My husband gave me my coat early. Hello, friends. We are getting ready to end our weekend. Yeah, tomorrow's Monday, but let's just go over our day. Sebastian is in the bathroom. Going poo. He's probably going to call for me any second, but we'll see how far we get. We got up, and my husband had planned a brunch for us. He made blueberry waffles. And then for Sebastian and he cooked sausage and bacon and then eggs for everybody. So that was delicious. And then we headed out on our walk. We stopped by a neighbor's because they were collecting some food for charity. And I was able to give part of what I had collected just from like substitutions on our grocery orders and from the school bus giving us some extra food. They weren't taking all kinds of food, so I do still have some other stuff to give, but made a dent in it. And then we did our walk. It was just under 6 miles, really cold, but my husband gave me a Christmas present early. He chose a really warm coat for me. It's a kind that's very thin, but it has this shiny silver lining like those emergency blankets for your car. So it starts out feeling kind of cold to slide your arms in, but it traps in your body heat. So eventually it warmed up. I don't have a lot of body heat, so it took a solid half hour to really feel warm. It did block the wind right away, which helped. And the hood was nice and warm, so I didn't have to wear too knit beanies. I just had one in the hood, but yeah, it was a success. It was nice and long. He knew I wanted a long one, and it was purple, and it was way more than I would have spent. I don't know if he got it on sale. I did see the tag because I unwrapped it right out of the Amazon bag, but yeah, he did put some research into it and chose one, and my brain has not been with me lately, and I just hadn't wanted to research it. So yay, warm coat. I'll be slightly less freezing this winter. I hate winter. I hate it. Then we got home and we did some chores. My husband got some surround sound speakers that go with his system from his best friend from Christmas, which is awesome. He really wanted them and he couldn't afford to get them right now, so that was a great surprise for him. And we've had some old speakers wired up to our room for years and years that haven't been working. They weren't even attached, so he and Sebastian took down those while I worked on cleaning up both a toy basket that had been in the corner we're not going to keep anymore. It was like baby toys, and our little cabinet where we keep toys and Sebastian's hats and socks and stuff, and my bag goes on top. I always move that across the room to make room for a Christmas tree, so I was doing that, and we were pulling out some stuff to donate. He was doing pretty good about it. He let go a lot, but we did want to keep some things. And then it just still was kind of cold, so I curled up under a blanket, and my husband was testing the sound and put on The Matrix, and we ended up watching the whole thing. I love Keanu. Couldn't resist. I don't pay attention to movies very often, but it was just a good moment being warm and cozy under a blanket and watching that. When that was over, it was dinner time already. So we weren't feeling anything. We're like, I don't know, we can't eat anything. Sebastian suggested burgers. Burgers are just like so hard to digest. All the grease and salt. I ate veggie burgers, but still, it's just a lot of sodium and salt. I pay for it the next day. I'm like, if I'm gonna eat burgers, I kind of want to be in the mood for it, so I get that satisfaction of eating it when I know it's gonna hurt my stomach later. So I suggested pizza because we had a coupon and hadn't had it in a while. I don't super love pizza because I don't eat it with cheese, so it's like bread with sauce and toppings, but I switched it up. I kind of made it into a flatbread. I ordered it with like olive oil and garlic and just a heap of veggies, so it was really good. And then I needed to do school stuff. I sat down and I queued up the week. I always watch a little bit of the lessons to try and get an idea of how long things are. Just tried to schedule it in a way that wouldn't be awful on any one day, but there wasn't a lot I could do. Usually there's these little chapters and they just kind of fall on each day. The boys watched Charlie Brown's Christmas special, and yeah, at dinner there was discussion about school, about public school, and I finally brought out to the family that I am very uncertain about them moving to public school next year, that I'm really heavily leaning towards one more year of homeschool. We'll be fine transitioning at any point in middle school. Sooner the better, obviously, to give them a couple years to get used to the system before high school. Transitioning in high school here is not good because credits don't transfer well. I've just heard if you're going to do it at all, you do it before high school or not at all. So I was saying, well, at least they get 2 years of Jax would get 2 years of public if he moves to the system after next year. Next year would be his first middle school year, and they're not talking about vaccinating the kids till like the end of next year, so partway through the school year. And at the rate the vaccines seem to be trickling out, I think it's going to be solidly into next year when most adults have the opportunity, let alone by the time they actually decide they're going to do it. I don't know how quickly I'm going to run out, having medical issues myself. Well, I figure I'm not a frontline responder. I'm not old. I wouldn't be in the first wave anyway. So maybe at that point I'll feel a little more confident. I don't know. But I put it out there, my thoughts on homeschooling one more year. And I was not met with any opposition. It was more of a, yeah, it might be that way. We'll have to wait and see. No, it was a weight off my shoulders to know that everybody was on the same page. Hey, baby! Stomping. So, yeah, the only other things that kind of happened, like nothing to see, so it's not filmed, is we were going to figure out when we were going to pick up our tree. This is early for us, getting our tree. It's December 6th. My husband doesn't like to do it early. He doesn't want a dry tree that's a fire hazard. All right, I'll be right there. Our normal place is doing what they did with the pumpkins. You have to buy it online. You drive up and they just put a tree on there. You pick the quality and they pick the tree. We're like, okay, we really support them. We love them. They're doing the safe thing. They're out of good trees. They only have like the base model trees with cracked trunks and stuff, which I'm sure look nice. They said a lot of them are premium trees that they lowered down in quality and price because of the split trunk, but they dry out faster, and that's just like a no-no in our house. They want it, my husband wants it safe. Okay, baby, give me 1 more minute. Oh, and they're out of trees. And then we looked up somebody else where you can cut your own tree, and they're out of trees. And we looked up somewhere else and they've just gotten a ship in, but they're out of trees. We went through this one year when we got our trees super late because we had so much construction in our house. I didn't think we would ever have to go through this on December 6th. It was like December 20th that year. But apparently nobody's traveling, everybody's at home and needs a Christmas tree, and they got it early for their Christmas cheer. Oh, I hope we can find a tree, guys. Have you gotten a tree yet? My husband doesn't really want a fake tree. Anyway, I've got booties to wipe, so I'm gonna say goodnight. Good night, stay safe, and don't forget, wash your hands.